Alright, good morning and welcome to an exotic video of trying out Serbian food, guys. You may know this is my favorite type of videos to film, but essentially, starting my day, it is 11:11 a.m. February 18th, not that the date matters, but we are in Belgrade, Serbia, and we're going to try some of the delicacies of Serbian food. Now we'll start off with this. In Serbia, a lot of the times at 8 a.m, it's just bakeries. Bakeries on bakeries. There's no proper like cafes and restaurants that are open super early. So we'll start off the day at a bakery and we'll try out the most popular Serbian thing, or the thing that looks the most interesting to me. So let's get this day started. Alright guys, so I ended up getting this croissant thing. Not a croissant, sorry, it's like cheese bread thing. And the cool thing about these bakeries is that it's got so much like variety, but it's cheap as. Like I've been to a couple of bakeries here and there now that I've been in Serbia. This is just one of the very small ones, but it's so cheap. Like this massive roll here, for example, cheese filled, bigger than my head. It's only 110 RSD, which translates to $1.45. And if you can get in at 8 a.m, it's fresh, it's hot, it's like beautiful, melts in your mouth. But because that's a bit later on in the morning, it's not as like hot and fresh. But I've been to a couple where it's hot and fresh, and the lines are absolutely crazy. So let's try this one. The pastry is really nice, really soft, buttery, and it's nothing too crazy and complex. It's just like a cheese pastry type of thing. And guys, in all honesty, I like all my stuff seeded, and like whenever I have bread and whatnot, I love seeded bread. And like this, as you can see, it's like beautifully seeded, adding that extra element of like texture to it. But another thing I've found with Serbia is that they're big on their pastries. They like their pastry stuff. A lot of the time I see there's a lot of pastry options, the food varieties and whatnot. I'd assume normally they down this with like a bit of tea or a bit of coffee in the morning and then get their day started like that. But this stuff is very reminiscent of like my home country, Turkey. All the locals will pop in, get their quick little fix and then go on about their day. And I love it because like they're all just doing their own stuff. It's kind of funny because like I stand out and we stand out with the group that I'm staying with, but everyone's just like on their own mission and going, whereas we're just slow exploring. But all the locals, they're just like on a mission, just focused, and they give us like a bit of these looks and stuff. So it's pretty funny in those terms. Guys, really quick, I know I just ate at a bakery, but this is the type of bakery stuff that I'm talking to you about. Check the store out. These are the type of superstores I've been running into in terms of the variety of options and all. But yeah guys, as you can see, like that's like the proper bakeries, and it's absolutely dirt cheap. That's what makes it so much more cooler. Like you don't need to spend all these like crazy amounts of money to get good quality food, and the fact that it's fresh like that for that cheap, it's crazy good. And like they do those lemon juices as well, that it's like freshly squeezed. It's really cool. Those type of little bakeries, we've been going to a few of them throughout my time in Serbia. Alright guys, so we're now somewhere where we're trying cevapis. Okay, we've got a cevapi and some burger, but apparently it's a bunless burger. It's just got the patties, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, what I found is like with the pastries and the dessert options and whatnot, it's actually a lot more appealing to the eye and in terms of variety. But I feel like with normal foods, like normal savory foods, I don't feel like it's that appetizing with the Serbian culture. I feel like like a few foods that I have tried in the past, not from this video, is very flavorless. Like they don't put as much seasoning on like onion rings and chips. It's just very plain, very plain. But hey, I gotta hold my horses and see how this one turns out. But another thing that I don't like is, as you can see, like not at this particular restaurant right here, but you can see that like there's people that smoke in the restaurants, and I really think that's like a really bad thing, and I don't like it. Like whilst people are eating their food, they're just smoking on the inside. Even at the arena when we're fighting, there's people smoking on the inside. So that's one thing that I really don't like about Serbia. It gives that yuck texture, that yuck, like, ugh, I feel yucky sometimes entering food places and people are just smoking hard out. They don't even separate it in a section where there's smokers area or anything like that. They're just all in amongst it. And that's one thing that I really don't like about Serbia. But let's see how this food turns out. Let's do it. So all this, the 5-piece of cevapis and that big smash burger, came around to around $15 AED, $12 AED. I'm surprised it didn't come with the bun, in all honesty, but it's just the patty within itself, but we'll see how it goes. So what I'll do is, for half of it, I'll put the chili flakes on, and for the other half, I won't. And we'll see what dynamic it actually adds. So cevapi is like a Serbian meat, very famous Serbian meat, if I'm not mistaken, but right here. It's like a sausage type of thing. Let's try it out. If you guys have ever had köfte, Turkish köfte, it's very reminiscent of that. And if you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of köfte. I'll eat it, don't get me wrong, but I'll never go out of my way to actually eat it. I had a bit too many onions there. Now let's try it with the chili flakes. Let's see. You know what I reckon would make it better? If there was like a dipping sauce. I don't know, like a hummus or something like that. That would make it that much more better. Okay, that's the cevapi. Small little sausage thing that's very reminiscent of köfte. Now let's get into this big smash patty. I don't know if it's going to be very similar to the cevapi. Steaming. The texture is very similar to the cevapi. Let's give it a go. Honestly, it's the exact same thing. It's just a big patty. This is the big version. Now let's try it with the chili flakes. It is with the chili flakes. I will say that I enjoyed the burger patty one more because I feel like when I bit into it just then, it actually had like juice in it. So it had a lot more flavor in it. Whereas the cevapi, it's just like köfte. Legit just like köfte. It's just the meat. Not as much like juiciness and flavorness in it. It's pretty bland. But I guess it's an acquired taste. I'm gonna finish up the rest of this. I'm not the biggest fan of the cevapi, but the burger patty was a lot more better. But you know me, I always finish my food. Honestly, how much did I enjoy that? Not too much. 5 out of 10. But let's go ahead and grab something that's a little bit more up my alleyway and the type of things that I like. Okay guys, we're at some like dessert thing or bob. It's a bit hard to correlate and understanding with the individual when they speak no English whatsoever. But essentially, this is another Serbian dessert, I believe. So I got a stuffed chimney cake, and then there's a filled chimney cake. I got the stuffed version for now, so we'll see how that one turns out. It's like a full strip where there's performers and like there's small little antiques, souvenirs, restaurants, and stuff like that. Alright guys, the best possible place I could find that's a bit quiet. Hopefully you can hear me. This is gonna get a little bit messy at first, but grab the biscuit, whip up all that cream. I hope you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to take the cream off like this by grabbing that little wafer biscuit. No way. If that's custard, bro, no way. Bro. So if you guys know me, a few favorite things of mine are custard, cinnamon, and coconut. Take a look at the inside of this guy. So I dug into it a little bit and the inside is filled with custard. That's a fucking hidden gem right there. I still haven't gotten access into the actual like main part of it. Let's grab one of the wafers. This is one of the wafers with the custard and the whipped cream, I guess. Not too bad, but the custard's going down really nicely. It appears the whole interior is filled with that custard. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to plop it up from the bottom and try and get that exterior, find out what that is. Here we go. I've plopped it up a little bit. Okay. So it's like a really crumbed in like cooked pastry, I guess. Super crispy. I got it all over my nose. Look at that. Oh, they went everywhere, man. Honestly, this is the best way I can describe it. So if you guys have ever had a cinnamon scroll, you know how it's like soft and gooey, the actual scroll? Well, this one's actually like not baked, I don't know, but it's super crispy. So when you bite into it, it's got that cinnamon scroll type texture, like not texture, taste, but it's like a really crumbed in like hard pastry. Take a look. I'm gonna try one big bite of this, ready? I'm gonna try one big bite of it. Here we go. Too big. Way too big. Look at that. Wow. Now that I'm actually grabbing it and biting it in with the custard, that adds a whole new dynamic to it. Wow. Look at that, guys. This is amazing. Honestly, I had zero communication with that grandma that made the thing for me, but that was absolutely superb. Legit, best way I can describe it. Cinnamon scroll, tough pastry, hard pastry. When you bite into it, it was filled with custard, had whipped cream on top, it was filled with custard, so that interesting dynamic of the softness of the actual custard and the actual cooked pastry was a really interesting dynamic, coated with those cinnamon sprinkles, or I don't even know how to describe it. But that was a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Those are my weaknesses. Custard, cinnamon, and coconut, and I had 2 of them. That was so interesting. Absolutely solid. Now we're gonna walk around and we're gonna go to another thing where I believe crepes and little pancakes are a big thing of Serbia and Serbian culture as well. So we're gonna try something from there as well. A little bit crazy and chaotic, but that was really nice. Guys, in total too, I forgot to say, that was $6 AUD. That was actually a pretty massive piece and pretty filling too. Alright guys, we're at some place called Milky where they do crepes and whatnot, and oh my gosh, the options are absolutely crazy. I hope I really don't feel sick, but I made sure to go absolutely crazy on the toppings for the video and to show you the potential of what you can do, but there's so much that you can pick from. Absolutely crazy combinations. I made sure to pick the best one I could. A, of what I felt like, but B, would look the most craziest. This is some pure fatty crap, so I'm really keen to see what it'll look like when it comes out, and I'll let you know how much it all costs at the end. What the fuck? Alright, are we ready to do this? Wow, the first official bite, guys. Here we go. Wow. So we got crepe with chocolate and white sauce, the Serbian biscuit along the side, 2 Nutella syringes, Raffaello and Kinder Bueno sauce, ice cream, M&M's, their special spread which is Nutella and white chocolate as well, with a Raffaello and Oreo filling. Absolutely crazy, guys. Wow. So rich, but the ice cream is nice because it balances it out. I'm gonna drain 3 waters.
Everything is okay.
Beautiful, man. Crazy good.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's big. It's large pancake.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is just an absolute banger. I don't know what else to say. The biscuits add a nice dynamic to it as well. The whole thing as a whole is absolutely perfect. Wallah. It may look really gruesome and yucky on the camera. Can focus. But I promise you, it's crazy good. So I just used all that and I squeezed it in to the crepe. We're about to see what happens when I cut into that. I just created all that gooiness. Wow. Crazy filling. Guys, beanie came off. I officially tap out. That was too crazy. I could not finish that. No way. If I don't stop now, I'm gonna feel so sick. The time is now 1:20. I need to have at least a 4-hour break of just not eating anything. Focus on liquids, just water and shitting, legit. But there's no way that I'm gonna try and touch that again. But that was an absolute 10 out of 10. I'll never be able to have anything like that in Melbourne. That was dessert heaven. I think that's gonna round off the video too. I can't eat anything more. I reckon I'm definitely 90 kilos, 100%. Got a bit sickening towards the end. It was a bit too much when the sauces just fully covered the crepe. The M&Ms were a nice touch too. And the filling was absolutely crazy. The Raffaello filling. It was just got a bit too rich towards the end, but that was amazing. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hopefully by the time I upload this video, I'll be back onto my routine diet and drop back down to like 82 kilos. Walk around lighter. You can see my chubby cheeks. I do need a haircut. I feel really full. I'll just have you know, all of that was about 25 to 30 bucks and I couldn't even finish it. I'll have you know now, my stomach is playing up a little bit. I'm getting a few cramps. Left, right, left, right and center. But I definitely need to walk it off. There's no way I'm gonna catch an Uber. I'm not busting that much, but I need to walk and burn some of it off in that sense. So a nice 10-minute walk back to the Airbnb. Hopefully the food goes down and I can shit it all out. But guys, that is the end of today's banging video. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little bit different. Serbian culture. Out of all the places in the world, did I ever think I'd be in Serbia? No. But IMF documentary has already come out or will come out. Be sure to check that out. That's something that one of my biggest life accomplishments so far. I didn't win it, but I definitely had that experience of a lifetime, came out of it with a wealth of knowledge, vision brighter than ever, and fire burning more than ever before. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you later.